It's been a blast. Rosemary, how have you been feeling?
I've been feeling so good. I mean, just getting a chance to watch all the matches off screen so far. I mean, like, there's been some hype plays and like being able to talk about them too. Like, so excited we get a chance to have both of you on the couch as well, because your knowledge is going to be so fun to listen to as well when we get into the next matches.
So one interesting thing about BoxBox's team, wow, I can't believe it just popped up on the screen, is, you know, I think he's had the exact same 4 in every game. I don't think I've seen him pick Garchomp. I don't think I've seen him pick
Want to know a little secret?
That's all he's used.
So Aaron was my coach, and we were kind of like trying to craft some logic in the corner alone, and then BoxBox comes over and like coach jacked me, as I call it.
Oh.
Yeah. And he was asking questions. He was like, so what should I do? And also, like, I'm always scared of BoxBox. I'm just like, you know, I need to prepare for his team. And then he just says, okay, so these are my 6 Pokemon. I have never used Garchomp or Rotom.
I think I heard that right before my first match, and I was like, message Billa. I'm like, okay, he's never used Garchomp or Rotom.
That's such good info to have, though. Because, like, there's pretty much only one opening with that. I mean, I guess you could do, like, Armor Rouge Torkoal if you really wanted to, but I think protecting it for the Terra Eruption is just so valuable.
But the thing, I feel like, even though we've seen the exact same opening, I've seen him do different moves in almost every game.
It's the same opening, but never the same turn 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen, like, Follow Me Trick Room yet.
Yeah, which is like the normal play you expect from that lead. But I think that's what makes Pokemon fun. You have the same 2 players with the same teams, same leads, and like the games can play out completely differently.
I think Jaiden has the most out there team.
Oh, totally.
Just, I mean, like, all intents and purposes, this is a content creator team. Like, Wolfe Glick made this just for fun, you know, and gave it to Jaiden. And I think, like, everyone's eyes flock to, like, the Toadschool.
But my question for you all is, do you think Toadschool has the potential in this set? Because I feel like we've seen Toadschool come out, and then it goes out. It just doesn't do very much, so.
Against BoxBox, I see it. I think, like, what else is also interesting is, like, you could Spore the Armor Rouge, but if he reads that Jaiden would Spore, you can also Terra Grass to get around that as well. So that's like a, I'd say, like, that's, like, deep. That's, like, level 3 or 4 for BoxBox to pull out. But I've seen a lot of, like, those higher level plays today that I just would not have expected.
How fast is Toadscruel?
He's pretty fast, but his ability makes every status move go last.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Every status move that
Try to balance it out,
Okay, okay.
It's negative priority, so, like, even a Trick Room, it still moves last.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Okay.
But it's kind of like the other side of that ability is that, you know, like, Golden Go can't be, like, have any status on him at all.
It ignores other Pokemon's abilities if you're targeting into them. So instead of Good as Gold, it's basically like, ha, that doesn't exist anymore. So I could, so definitely could go for Spore there. And the other thing about the Toadschool as well that we haven't gotten a chance to see yet is that it's Terra Water.
Yeah.
So that could be very impactful in this match if we see Jaiden kind of lock into trying to use the Toadschool. You could just Terra it, and then it has a lot of survivability.
Okay, I saw BoxBox go with Armor Rouge and Indy. Here's Annihilate and Hydreigon. It's a really solid lead because you can use the final Gambit from Annihilate to just knock out either Pokemon immediately. Annihilate has more HP, so with final Gambit, you essentially trade Annihilate for something right now. And then Indy, you know, Void, you were talking about Follow Me and Trick Room. That's normally a play that you could go for here. The thing is, Armor Rouge is weak to that Dark Pulse from Hydreigon, right? So you could Terra Grass Armor Rouge to get around it. Life Orb Draco Meteor from Hydreigon still does a ton of damage, though. So if you actually just go for Final Gambit and Draco Meteor, depending on how the Armor Rouge is trained, that might just be a double knockout, no Trick Room for you.
Ooh. Yeah, I think, like, also, if you see the final Gambit coming, there's no issue. You could just double Trick Room if you really want to. If you're that confident something's going down this turn.
All right, here it is. The Follow Me to start, and I would expect Final Gambit here, but it could be a U-turn, and there it is.
All right. Yeah, so that is going to be just a knockout here for both the Annihilate and the Indeedee. And so it comes down to what this Hydreigon decides to do on this turn as well.
No Terra Grass either, so if it's a Dark Pulse, it'll definitely KO. If it's a Drake, it's just Dark Pulse! There it is!
I think it's the first time I've seen this BoxBox opening. Not the first time I've seen this opening, but the first time I've seen it go down turn 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the Indeedee's been able to stick around for so long, but also kind of all leaning on the Trick Room here. you're really hoping that the Torkoal and the King Gambit are going to have enough staying power, but Toadstool's hitting the field, and I feel like we're going to start to see this really put in some work for Jaiden.
I can see Water Toadstool come out here and then put Torkoal to sleep, because I think that's the... Actually, Torkoal's really not that scary without the Trick Room active.
Exactly. You can actually just Draco Meteor, Torkoal, Spore, King Gambit. There's no counterplay to that. Like, I think from BoxBox's end, he's essentially just hoping for a miss at this point. So the main thing I think for BoxBox is you could consider going for a Terra with the Armarouge, turning to Grass type, then Dark Pulse isn't super effective. That's not the case there. And with BoxBox's team, if Trick Room does not go up, things kind of just fall apart.
I think that's one of the things, learning this game that's been really hard is using your Terra before you're in trouble, or like, I could get hit here, let's do it anyway, instead of, oh, they're actively targeting me, maybe I should Terra now. It's a lot more of making sure you get those types of Terras off before the danger comes.
And then it can also be like false pressure. Like they try to bait out your Terra and then they just target the complete opposite way.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Or sometimes like you flamethrower in the Hydreigon because you know it's going to like steal Terra or something like that.
Getting that read can be so cool to watch as well.
Like,
and sometimes it does come back to bite
Fire, or Mystical Fire, Sylveon, something like that.
Hydreigon.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, here's the Terra for at least the Torkoal. But the Tailwind!
No.
Okay.
Water Terra.
Okay.
This could get kind of scary, actually. Let's see.
Oh, wow. Big survival there for the Hydreigon for later, but it looks like a double target?
I think that's fine.
It's just, Toadstool.
Yeah, he's gone.
Toadstool, no! We need a counter, like, for the number of times Toadstool's hit the field and just fainted immediately.
No.
Do you think that Water Terra would have saved him, even in the Sun Terra?
Absolutely.
I think so,
Yeah.
Eviolite too, yeah. Ooh, Skeletor to the Sun.
Ooh.
With Tailwind.
Okay, that's actually very scary.
Yeah, I think what makes this so tough for BoxBox is, like, you can't protect either Pokemon, and there's, like, you just committed your Terra as well, right? So, like, Tailwind, just to really ensure you're outspeeding Torkoal and King Gambit. I mean, normally you're already pretty fast anyway, but now you have that insurance. Skeletor here. It's interesting because if it goes for Fairy Terra, then you can actually get hit by an Iron Head, which is kind of scary.
That's what I was about to bring up. Just like, if you're looking at the team sheets, because I'll just from watching the player games in this entire tournament so far, I feel like nobody has looked at the team sheets after the game started.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's such good information just left on the table here.
It's a big deal to know what types of Terras are around.
Exactly.
You know, I'm running Fire Terra on my Hydreigon, but if I'm not mistaken, Jaiden is running Steel, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So that's like something that could mix you up during the match, you know?
Definitely like a good point to make where you have so much information at your fingertips. And the other thing here too is that BoxBox actually, I'm really impressed with that he didn't want to go for the priority move with King Gambit because it would get shut off by the Psychic Terrain. So it's super good knowledge to have, and just seeing that high-level play has been so fun.
Oh, I would have Sucker Punched.
Hey, you'll never catch me Sucker Punching the third time today in Psychic Terrain.
One thing to note is Hydreigon is actually Levitate, and so with that, it's not affected by Psychic Terrain. So you'd actually Sucker Punch that slot specifically, but not the Skeletor slot.
Oh, I thought it was like reverse. I thought it was like Hydreigon could like Sucker Punch.
No, it's the other way around.
Yeah, it's
that feels
if
backwards.
the target makes
yeah.
contact.
Yeah, so there you go. Yep, you see the Sucker Punch finish off the Hydreigon.
Gotcha.
But
So you have to view it as like the terrain protects, not like affects.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think this game was essentially decided on turn one. Like, I think it could have been a little bit scary. I think like Jaiden probably could have used Draco Meteor on Torkoal one turn earlier because the Torkoal can't protect, right? So that basically is just the KO if it hits. But she obviously came in with the game plan and executed exactly. And so the question is, what do you do if you're BoxBox on turn two?
Terra?
I don't think so.
I don't think she did. I think like
Jaiden?
Yeah, I don't think
Jaiden Terra Fairy'd.
Oh no, you're so right.
Towards the end.
Without that, the Kowtow Cleave would have definitely taken it out.
Yeah.
Dude, I wish we saw the Toadstool water. I just want to see the little guy do something.
Yeah, I know.
Please.
You know what's the one thing I love about Jaiden's games?
What?
You know, if you see a roster of 6 Pokemon and you're just like, oh, you know, they have a solid 4 and like some Randy 5th, you know, they're not going to use it. Jaiden has brought out Toadstool, I think, in literally every game. And she's taken 3 of them.
Yeah.
And might be on her way to making it out of the pool.
So Toadstool is doing something.
Yeah.
Just not by making a move.
He's got a participation award for sure.
Yes,
But it's interesting, right? Because like I feel like often, even though it doesn't get an attack off, you're forcing your opponent to target it, right? It's
Yes,
like I have
for
to
sure.
respect it. If I don't
Exactly.
respect it, it's putting something to sleep, and then I lose so much momentum.
Exactly. You can't let it go. When I fought it, I couldn't let it go. And there was a Meowscarada just there.
I
And I was like, I have to go for the Toadstool.
The Skeletor's Toadstool combo is really scary. because either they torch song you and just build up special attack, or they start putting things to sleep. You kind of like, you can't really like spread. You kind of have to double in on both of them, I feel, or one of them.
Yeah, it's definitely tough, and you can see that Jaiden's really thinking about does she run it back? I definitely see the Hydreigon, and the Annihilate is really interesting as well. I would love to see her game plan for this game number 2.
Yeah, I think the main thing is if you expect the same lead, you could go for the same play, or you mix it up and go for Draco Meteor instead of Dark Pulse, because this time maybe you expect the Armarouge to go for Grass Terra. So I think it's essentially going to boil down to that mind game. And if it does, and you go for Draco, is it enough to get the one-hit knockout?
Yep.
And one thing about Jaiden's Hydreigon is it doesn't have Scope Lens.
Yep.
So it's just Life Orb, just raw damage. The crit chance is a lot lower in comparison.
One thing that I do think is interesting is how different this game would be if like there wasn't, because after we had open team sheets, the coaches all pretty much wrote like a new doc for the game.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, this is the game plan you've been doing, but now here's specific game plans for every team. So like, I think that's a big reason why we're seeing such high level play in like turn 1 and 2 especially.
Yep.
And then things kind of fall off after that because a lot of the game plans are like designed around that. But I think it's just, it's interesting how these openings are going to change.
Agreed.
And I think stuff like what we just witnessed about like using Terra Fairy or using like specific Oh Follow Me, Trick Room openings, I think it's just varying so much than what we would have seen, say, like yesterday.
Exactly. And there's the Grass Terra this time around. So if it's Dark Pulse, Armarouge should survive, barring a critical hit. You do have to avoid a flinch from Dark Pulse as well. That would be a nightmare. But it could also just be Draco Meteor. So let's see if Jaiden makes the mix-up here.
I like the final gambit regardless. Just
Goodbye, NDD.
Get the NDD off the field for sure. But it really does come down to the survivability, because if you get the Trick Room up, that's a free switch-in for BoxBox.
Oh, the Draco! She gets it! Is it a KO?
Oh! It's not enough! No way!
But is this Trick Room?
Yes.
It is.
It is, gotcha.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Torkoal looks nice now.
Yeah, that's got to be a damage roll. Like,
that has to be.
So close.
Wow.
Complete side note, Armarouge looks so cool.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm the only one like looking, because I haven't really played in client that much.
I'm a Cerulege fan.
Okay.
They're both,
okay.
I actually am a Cerulege
so
fan.
Good.
Yeah. But something about Armarouge being terrestrialized and the armor is all crystal-y.
Yeah, no, that's sick.
It makes it look so much better.
It does.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just had to point it out.
No,
No,
I love it.
that. We don't talk about that enough. The designs of the Pokemon and how cool they are. Because sometimes that plays a role in sometimes what I pick.
It's true.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
In the early trailers, I definitely thought like Armarouge and like Cerulege were like I don't know, that weird like mythical legendary. It's like that kind of in between them. Kind of
Like
presented to be
Urshifu.
like a bit bigger than they were.
Yeah, I mean, they're still super impactful, and I love that we get a chance to see the Armarouge now, because Trick Room really hasn't been a super present type of team as we've looked into the meta so far, but Torkoal, Eruption?
Ooh.
Okay, but the questionable part here is now the expanding force.
Right.
That doesn't hit. I mean, even if he read that it's going Steel Terra, that's still...
but it just KOs the Skeleturge. Yeah, so what's tricky there is, like, you'll always have one Pokemon survive this turn, most likely. But Armarouge will faint. But the thing is, Hydreigon used Draco Meteor already, so it's already at -2 special attack, putting it into a really awkward spot.
Yeah, and you're stuck. You're just stuck with that on the field. But, like, look at that. Torkoal takes that so nicely. And especially when you got King Gambit, too. This is looking pretty good, I think.
Yeah. No, BoxBox kind of like... It's really that damage roll in turn 1 that changed everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And actually, this time Toadschool did not come out, but I think Toadschool could have been kind of cool, because then you can Terra Water into it and then try to get a Spore off potentially. So this one's tricky because Meowscarada just isn't going to contribute any value while Trick Room is up. I think the best thing maybe Jaiden could have gone for was trying to like go for a Protect and stall out Trick Room a little bit, but I feel like this matchup boils so much down to that first turn interaction.
It really is that damage roll.
Yeah.
I mean, I think in Game 3, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the exact same opening.
Maybe
a damage roll goes a little different.
And then if you're BoxBox, you could be like, okay, you're going to Draco Meteor me always. You're not going to Dark Pulse, so I'm not even going to use my Terra. I get to save my Terra for like Torkoal, for example.
Yeah.
Definitely.
These are the mind games that can happen when you play VGC. Same lead, 3 times, play out in 3 different ways. So, of course, it's still not over yet, but with Torkoal and King Gambit having multiple turns of Trick Room to work with, Meowscarada really one of the saddest Pokemon you could have in the field right now.
Yeah.
It's just so fast. Yeah. Not going to be able to move before it probably gets knocked out here.
But the double Protect?
Yeah, I mean, that's the out right now, right? Maybe it's just trying to stall out the sun, and then also keep your focus sash intact and make sure that you're stalling out these turns of Trick Room.
Dude, this guy is a god gamer. He is so good. Because this is just such a terrible lead matchup, but he doesn't know how to play anything else. And he sees
he always figures it out though, right?
But it's just true, right? He's always gonna lead it. There's the only winning play you have is Terra Grass Trick Room with Follow Me.
Yep.
And he just figures it out.
Yep.
And then he figures out the correct targeting afterwards. And like even this was a good double, even though it was protected, because I'm actually blown away by how good this guy is at figuring stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, he's been getting better and better for every single game
that
we've
learned
seen from
throughout
him.
the day. And if I see him, it's going to be in the actual bracket. And that's going to be probably the worst time for me to run into him.
Stressful.
And it's so crazy because, like, again, I agree with you. He's learned throughout the day because one of the first questions he asked me was like, wait, there are numbers with HP? And here he is doing, like, high-level plays. It's absolutely insane to me.
I think one of my favorite things about competing in tournaments is like you feel like yourself powering up sometimes as you go along. Boy, I'm sure you've experienced similar feelings, but it's like you like get the momentum going, and sometimes like you learn from your mistakes, and then you're like, I'm not going to do that again, and then you just play at such a higher level afterwards.
I think it's like this argument of people always talk about like skill versus talent and stuff like that, but something else, it's kind of the same thing, but everyone doesn't focus on like the intuition versus knowledge, right? Like there's kind of like, and I feel like, you know, I think Jaiden definitely the more rehearsed, knowledgeable player when it comes to Pokemon. But I think BoxBox just has like this natural gamer intuition, and he is just like, I think he has opened most games with a suboptimal lead.
Yeah.
But he still figures it out. Like he has all the corner puzzle pieces put, right? He has the whole outline there. He just fills it in every single time somehow.
It's really fun to watch because I think in like high-level Pokemon, even if the matchup is bad, you can find a way out of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's exactly what BoxBox has done. But let's see. I think we're going down to Game 3. Winner, I believe, makes it out of the group with Void. And it is going to be the exact same lead.
Ooh.
And the exact same lead once again. No surprises here.
Same
Running
3
it back.
games, same 3 openings.
It's like what you were saying. I wouldn't be surprised to just see the same play once again. And the question is, do you just gamble on that Draco Meteor survival, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you could switch Armarouge out into, like, King Gambit, because King Gambit is Assault Vest. It takes the Draco Meteor. You go from there, but it's risky because then Armarouge has to come back out anyway. You got to worry about damage from, you know.
I think, like, he could, if he really wants to, he could just, like, double up into Armarouge. It probably gets redirected anyways.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but the Dazzling Gleam here.
Yeah, that's looking kind of
No,
fun.
we're going to follow me.
Would it kill? Would it kill the Hydreigon?
I don't think so. With no special attack investment.
Oh, true.
Oh, okay. Oh, I think he has to Trick Room here. He has to. But yeah, the question is now, like he's not going for the Terra because he maybe expects Draco again, right?
Yeah.
So conserving it. So we were talking about this in the end of Game 2. Here we go.
The question for me, if I was in Jaiden's position, is do I trust the min-max roll with the Terra, or do I trust the Dark Pulse with the non-Terra? Because I think it's 30% flinch chance.
It is,
It's pretty high,
I think 30% is a pretty good
like
roll. I'm not
how
gonna lie.
the level 3 strat is the
it's
same as the
Draco!
level 1 strat.
Here we go. Oh, who needs scope lens?
Oh, man.
So we saw the same turn 1 3 different times.
Yep, exactly.
3 very different games.
Yeah.
That's so rough, though, because that really is the gamble that you're playing with that first turn.
Yeah.
Is, do you get the survival? And I feel like BoxBox still went for the most optimal play, but you do have to bank on that Armarouge staying alive.
One thing is Jaiden also mixed things up a little bit this time by bringing the Toad School. So even if Trick Room had gone up, this time she at least had an answer for Trick Room. You could, for example, switch her Hydreigon out, go for Terra Water with Toad School, and go for a Spore, and then go from there. So would have been more doable at least.
I hope we see the Terra Water here.
I do too. I just want to see Toad School like actually use an attack.
We're on the same team here.
Yeah.
Come on, Toad School.
One thing to note is that Toad School really doesn't apply that much offensive pressure. So the upside for BoxBox right now is you have a lot of damage on the field, and you know that Toad School can't Spore you until the end of the turn, right? So you could consider just like doubling up onto it for a knockout immediately here. But looks like he's debating between whether or not to target Hydreigon or not. I think Hydreigon switching out here would make a lot of sense. I think if a Spore goes off, it'll be really difficult to win the game. So. But the Water Terra, that's what you mentioned earlier, I think would be perfect here.
Oh, I think we're seeing it.
Tearing.
Oh, boy.
Because I can't imagine she goes steal Terra Hydreigon. Yeah.
Look at him.
Oh, look at it. Look at his little hat. That is one of the funniest.
Oh, Tailwind, but because of Toadschool's ability, it's still going to be slower for now.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a weird one because I feel like Meowscarada would always be, if that's her last Pokemon, it'd always be faster anyways.
Yeah, so I think Draco would have been super safe there. You could consider switching, but look how well Toadschool takes the Eruption. So something's going to sleep, and now you've enabled the final Pokemon to, you know, just be very, very strong. So Toadschool finally, I feel like that's the first attack I've seen it get off.
Yeah.
But in the most important game, the deciding game to figure out who makes it out of groups, and there's the Skeledirge in the back.
It's still like, I think obviously this, the Skeledirge gets through Kingambit very easily, but my fear is like getting through Torkoal is still a pretty big issue. Even with the sleep on
It's
field.
scary. Yeah, I think like one thing that helps is like Psychic Terrain is up, so you can't Sucker Punch. Skeledirge, you know,
that might not stop him.
No, BoxBox, no, please,
no.
And
no.
that could be the game.
That
could be game.
He has time.
He's looking at the type chart.
Oh, gosh.
That's not going to help here.
Oh gosh,
that's not
he's
helping.
running out of time. He's got 13 seconds. Oh no.
He has time.
Oh,
He
okay.
has time.
Yes.
Nice.
BoxBox, yes.
Who's the priority
yes,
here?
BoxBox.
I think Toadschool's done his job.
Oh, wait, he didn't Terra.
Oh, he did it again.
Oh, is it because he went back?
Yeah, but it does survive. It does survive.
Okay. I mean, he does have the Assault Vest on the Kingambit, right?
He does, yeah.
I'm
that should
shocked
help a
even in the
lot.
sun.
Oh my God, Toadschool.
Oh, my goat! My goat!
Toadschool the goat.
Wait, now Kingambit goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No sleep clause here.
I think with that, it is really hard to come back from because like Skeledirge is bulky enough where it should survive an Earth Power anyway.
Yeah.
Even a crit Earth Power, I'm not sure. But yeah, you have to wake up ASAP right now. Kingambit is like guaranteed to turn asleep as well, so Skeledirge is super well positioned, but Toadschool in the deciding game survives an Eruption, survives that Kowtow Cleave.
I'm speechless.
Oh my gosh.
But here's the other thing. If I know Jaiden, like, Toadschool doesn't really have a lot else.
Yeah.
And if Torkoal tries to Earth Power or Flamethrower, I think Eruption is the right call because I think she's still spamming Spore on Torkoal just in case he wakes up.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Just kind of cover for that option here.
Yeah.
But a knockout here would be pretty huge. And I think as well that the Terra to at least get the offensive pressure on Torkoal is quite nice.
It is just, I really wanted to see the damage roll again on like, just not knowing whether or not Armouge would survive, and then the crit happens, you're like, well, that's that.
He could still be asleep, though.
Yep. So Kingambit has to take its first turn to sleep here. There's no chance of that waking up.
But does Torkoal?
That's the big question. I do think if Torkoal stays asleep here, it feels kind of toast, but let's find out. Kingambit is out of the way.
Oh,
it does wake up! Okay.
We got ourselves a game?
I think we do.
It would be a miracle for Toadschool to survive this one.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, the crit mattered. Oh my god.
Live and die by the crit? Oh my god.
Okay, I mean...
But it's a +2 Shadow Ball now from the Skeledirge.
Yeah.
So,
is it enough?
Can Torkoal survive? Because Skeledirge will at this point.
Wait. He also does... no, like he has Slack Off. I don't think he's pulling... Yeah,
Oh, actually, with Slack Off, you could protect Slack Off into Shadow Ball.
Yeah.
You do risk another crit, and then I get the question is, if you're Jaiden, how confident are you surviving Earth Power after Protect and Slack Off?
I think she loses nothing by at least using Protect here.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
You just get some health.
You're also stalling out the sun, although at this point that's not really super relevant. Yep, there's that Protect.
I think it's just like a momentum shift. Like, give me a breather.
Yeah.
Right? Let me reset that.
This is so intense.
No way. So many critical hits coming through in this game, too.
Yeah, I don't think Jaiden can be upset at that one. She got one earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit of,
The question basically now is, if you go for Shadow Ball, do you expect it to always KO, or do you Slack Off instead? I'm actually not sure. It depends. I was thinking if Skeledirge doesn't have like any special attack investment, Torkoal might actually survive.
Yeah.
The clear smog option is also interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I see it.
Oh!
Is it
No,
oh
it's not.
no!
I would have
No
Shadow
way.
Balled.
Oh my
Why?
god. Is this going to be enough then? The Earth Power?
Yeah, here it comes out. Oh, BoxBox pulls it off.
Holy cow!
Oh.
The deciding match for the groups.
So
That's
the
it.
Skeledirge does not have Shadow Ball.
Oh.
It has Protect, Slack Off, Torch Song and Terra Blast, which are both not very effective in this situation.
Oh, wow.
Wouldn't Terra Blast been fine though? Because
It's fairy.
no, it's normal type.
It's a fairy Terra.
Well, he wasn't terrestrialized.
Yeah, so it just
would be
counts as a
normal.
regular.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was. Oh,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah. I think
That would've been
like
it.
normal Terra Blast would have been the play, right?
Yeah, well,
power?
Sun was up, and you get the same type attack bonus. I'm not sure what have KO'd actually anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty close.
Yeah, that's a rough one. I mean, at that point though, like you
Sun wasn't
gotta
up.
try to maybe send it. So
Sun was it up?
No, that was the first turn of no Sun.
Oh.
Yeah.
There was no Sun, so Shadow Ball is a guaranteed KO.
Wasn't
there.
Shadow Ball.
No, but there was no Shadow Ball.
Oh,
No
right.
Shadow Ball
she's
available,
the
but
move-
yeah,
Terra
Blast.
Normal Terra
Protect.
Blast.
Yeah. That's right.
yeah.
Oh, wow, so he just wins. That's crazy.
Absolutely insane.
BoxBox.
Come
Can
here,
someone count that?
BoxBox.
Because I feel like normal Terra Blast.
I
is
am
fine.
curious. I actually am really curious. Yeah.
It was +2.
And Torkoal's not like
Yeah.
especially bulky. Dude, how are you feeling?
Yeah.
You made it out of the group.
I can't believe I won that.
Yeah,
It
congrats,
was
man.
hella close.
I didn't know what to do about that opening combo. Because she
Not a lot,
kills,
really.
She kills my NDD, and then if I Terra, like I'm still gonna die. If I don't Terra, I'm probably gonna die. I don't like. I feel like I was just supposed to swap Pokemon, or I Terra anyway and just like hope that it barely doesn't kill.
Yeah.
Like in game 2, I barely survived, and I don't know if I got lucky or if I was always gonna survive. So in game 3, I was like, okay, I should just play my odds again. And then I did the thing where I terrestrialized and then went back to change my first move, and I forgot to re-terrestrialize and I died.
But it kind of came in clutch later. Because the Draco
True.
Meteor
Yeah.
would have killed you anyway,
Yeah.
but Torkoal had way more damage against the
Exactly.
Skeletor in the
Yeah.
end.
Oh.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
not using that, we thought it was all very intentional because it was correct.
I thought it was mind games.
The Terra on the King Gambit.
Oh, the Terra on the
Terra on
King
King Gambit?
Oh, because you did. You
Oh,
still.
okay,
you
yeah,
went
yeah,
with Terra.
That's
yeah.
true.
True.
But yeah, at the end it was like, I'm just gonna use Terrestrialize, Fire, Eruption, and hope for crit, and then I got one.
Oh, you sure
It was
did.
necessary.
It
I think so.
probably was.
It's probably necessary. So that was really cool, though.
That was so intense, man.
Yeah, congrats.
We were joking about how like you bring the same 4 Pokemon, but you played like turn 1 so differently in so many. In this game, it was basically the same, but you would mix up like whether or not to Terra with the Armor Rouge or not. And you found the right adjustment in game 2 by going for the Grass Terra, which really helps a lot.
Yeah, I don't know, like, is it like not survivable turn 1?
I think it's like a damage
It's a roll.
Yeah, basically like it's a coin flip as to whether or not you survive Draco Meteor.
You live with Dark Pulse if you're Grass type.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. So you made the right play, and then Jaiden countered your right play, and then it ended up working out in game 2 because you ended up surviving anyway.
Yeah.
So it's super, super close. The margins are really thin there. Yeah.
No, she has Life Orb.
Life Orb.
Yeah, she has Life
Yeah.
Orb.
But basically, yeah, it's not like a guaranteed KO, so you're both playing a coin flip on turn 1, essentially. Yeah.
And that's why, like, I mean, even like crit aside, I still think like game 2 and 3, just with like a low and high damage roll, could have gone the exact same way.
Yeah, good
So
job.
cool.
Congrats, man.
Welcome to the bracket.
Yeah, you and Void made it out of your pool.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Our first match.
And now we get to watch you for Ludwig just for fun.
I don't like that. I have everything
No?
to lose.
I said, yeah, throw. Go in there with the mentality, I'm not here to win. Just make Ludwig look dumb.